Good afternoon guys, Lee here from Parrot Life Behaviour and Training again. Back for the first in our series of environmental change videos that we're going to be releasing over the coming weeks. We're talking about the environment and how you can start making changes at home now to help reduce problem behaviours you might be experiencing or prevent them altogether if possible. So today's topic is going to be diet. Diet is an area that we have to address pretty regularly during consultations, and we find it can have a really big effect pretty quickly on your parrot's behaviour. So we thought this was a great place to start. There's lots that you can do really simply and quickly at home. So when we talk about diet, we're not just talking about what you're offering to your parrot, but we're also talking about what they are selecting from what you're offering and also the amounts that we're offering. And so I'm going to cover off on that primarily today. So let's touch base on what we're offering our parrots first. Most parrots, depending on the species, should be on a diet that consists of a high quality pellet, fresh food including fruits and vegetables, and some nuts and some seeds. The amount that your bird gets of these different items is going to depend on the species that they are. So some core species require a little bit more fat in their diet and so require a slightly higher amount of nuts than others. Some birds are designed to eat more seed than others, such as corellas, budgerigars and cockatiels. So you may be able to feed them slightly more of that than other species. Most of the time though, we can keep things like nuts and seeds as training treats, and these really should only make up about 5% of your bird's diet. From there we have our fresh food and our high quality pellets. I'm not going to recommend pellets here. It's up to you to do your research and find a suitable pellet for your bird and your budget. Have a chat to your vet. They can make great recommendations on what might be the most suitable for your bird. With regards to fresh food, this is a big one. We regularly see clients offering bowls full of fresh food, and this is great. We love fresh food. The problem with offering a bowl full of fresh food is that this can lead to your parrot selectively eating the things that they like the most. So this can mean that they pick out all of their favourite fruit items or their high sugar items like corn and ignore all of the more nutritious stuff. This can lead to issues. Fruit especially is very high in sugar and so gives your bird a lot of extra energy, and this can then trigger some behavioural problems, especially if your bird is not burning that excess energy off. So if you're offering a bowl full of food, even if you offer the right percentage of fruit versus vegetables, there's still going to be so much fruit in there that your bird doesn't have enough room to fit it all in, let alone the veggies. So really look at how much you are offering your parrot. An easy way to do that is to weigh your bowl in the morning and then weigh your bowl again in the afternoon and see exactly how much your parrot's actually eating. You can then start to reduce your actual offerings to be what they're going to normally eat. This will reduce wastage and encourage them to spend more time eating the healthful foods rather than just their favourite foods. So for those of you that do currently have birds on a seed-based diet, we do recommend that you try and convert them onto a pellet-based diet. This is because even for seed-eating species, the dry seed mixes that we feed often don't have all of the nutrients that they require, whereas a pellet has a balance of nutrients to ensure that they are getting everything that they need to be healthy. If you are having trouble converting your bird onto a pellet-based diet, please get in touch. We have a full pellet conversion protocol available that we teach during consultations and in our Parrot Training Academy. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to show you a video of what chop looks like in my house, as well as what the bowls for my different birds look like each day as well. You will notice that I don't add fruit to my chop. This is for a couple of reasons. The first is that fruit goes off faster. It makes it really watery and mushy, so I keep that separate. And the second reason is because each bird in my home has different energy requirements, so I choose how much fruit they get on a daily basis and I add that to their vegetable chop. So those bowls were for my black-headed kayik, my eclectus parrot, and the 2 green-winged macaws I currently have living here. You will notice that the bowl for my eclectus and the bowl for my kayik were quite similar in amounts, and this is because my kayik is very, very high energy. She hangs off her toys, swings around, flaps her wings, and spends a lot of time moving during the day, where my eclectus is a lot more sedentary and will spend a lot of time as a bit of a perch potato, and does not waste nearly as much energy. So her energetic requirements, her requirements for calories, is a lot lower than the requirements for my kayik. So even though she's more than double the size of the other bird, she really only needs about the same amount. So I also really wanted to make sure I touched base quickly on specialised feeders. So these are birds such as lorikeets who don't share the same diet as many other parrots do. Lorikeets, for instance, primarily eat things such as nectar and pollen from fruits and flowers. So you want to make sure that you are researching the species that you have in your home and ensuring that you provide a suitable diet for them. We don't recommend any sort of seed for lorikeets, and even pellets are generally not recommended, as they have really, really delicate little brushes on the end of their tongue, which is used to extract the pollen and nectar from their primary food sources, and these can be damaged if you feed them the wrong types of food. So lorikeets should have access to things such as dry lorikeet powder and wet lorikeet mix, which is also really, really good as a reinforcer for lorikeets. So make sure that you do some research on your bird's natural history as well, because this will help inform you as to what sort of diet they should be getting. Just a final note on diet. If you are making changes to your bird's diet, whether that is the amounts that you're feeding or the types of food that you are feeding on a regular basis, you want to make sure that you are monitoring your parrot. So keep an eye on their behaviour, ensure that you are watching them eat and that you're weighing their food before you give it to them and after you take it out of their cage. And also weigh your bird regularly during a change. This can give you a heads up if for some reason they are losing weight, which may be an indication that you just need to slow it down a little bit and make the changes a little bit more gradually. So that's about it from me today on the diet topic. I could probably talk about it for another 20 minutes, but I don't want to just go on and on. So if you have any questions in relation to diet, please pop them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Next week, we are going to talk about foraging and enrichment. So we're going to cover off on the different types of enrichment. We're going to talk about foraging and how this relates to your parrot species. So tune in next week for more information on that topic. Thanks, guys. See you then.